Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Journey to the Other Side. This is a space where we engage in high conversation, discussing topics such as self exploration, personal growth and development, and the other seeds of wisdom that we gain and obtain on this journey that we call life. My name is Lauren. I am the founder, creator, host, and producer of Journey to the Other Side, which is a magazine and also a podcast dedicated and focused on the things that I just mentioned. And you should have seen the link to the website, or not link, but the website pop up on your screen. And over there is where I encourage you to go, where you can learn about what it is we're seeking to accomplish with Journey to the Other Side and discover some other fun things that we have. We do a Spotify playlist full of good vibes and good jams. So those of you who are looking for some new music to vibe to, or maybe just looking to find something that you can explore and get into, it's a great place to go venture off to. So I want to say welcome back to those of you who have joined the journey, our journey on your personal journey. And welcome to those of you who are just dropping by for the first time. I'm always honored and always humbled to have anyone who is willing to listen, who is willing to contribute to our collective effort to develop a greater sense of self-awareness, to do the necessary work and learn the necessary things on our individual journeys, but then in our collective effort to really become more and more of who we are, the truth of who we are at the soul level, not what things outside of us or societal norms would seek to have us believe or fall into, but rather when we discover just who we are innately meant to be. And that is individuals, people who already have all the things that we need within us. And so often we are seeking to find things outside of ourselves. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking or speaking about this from, I would say, a conceptual standpoint in terms of doing the things or getting the things that we need to survive or to live in this physical realm that we're in. But I'm more or less talking about the things such as gratitude, knowing that we are enough, self-love, courage, divine knowing, all of these different things that we already embody within us that we don't need to go search for because we already have it. It already exists. So what's funny is I actually wasn't planning to record today. I have been experiencing a cold. I'm actually, hopefully, at the tail end of this cold. And I was reflecting on my way home today. And I was reflecting on the fact that I hadn't had a cold or experienced a cold in so long and forgot just how, I'll say, annoying a cold can be. But I was also reflecting on just how powerful our immune system is. And that's something that, well, I'll speak for myself personally. I don't sit around thinking about or even expressing gratitude for seeking to further dissect my immune system. It's something that I have and it does its thing. But I was really reflecting over the last week and some change just about how powerful it is, how powerful our immune systems are, and what it is they do for us in order to help us survive day in and day out. And it's so profound. And I know you're probably like, what the heck does this have to do with anything? But It ties back to what I was reflecting on as I was on my way back home earlier today, and that is gratitude. Gratitude. I don't think that we as a collective understand just how powerful gratitude is. It is so powerful. It is one of the most profound yet simple things, concepts that we have available to us. Our ability to be thankful, to be grateful for every experience, whether that experience could be considered to be not so positive or bad, or whether that experience could be considered to be amazing, awe inspiring, whatever the case may be. And something hit me as I was driving, and I said, you know what? Gratitude is a superpower. And the most amazing thing about that superpower, right? I'm going to digress for a second, but I'm going to come back to it. Is when you think about all of the superheroes that we've all grown up with or been exposed to, the Supermans of the world, the Wonder Womans, the whole Marvel universe, right? And even beyond that, there's always this perception of these fictionalized characters that they have these superhuman abilities to do things that are just jaw dropping, awe inspiring. And as I was driving home, I said, you know what? We have the same ability in certain ways. And I believe that we as individuals, all beings, even, heck, I could even say dogs. I think my dog has the ability to be grateful and even the most often overlooked forms of life, I still believe have the ability to be grateful if even even if it's not from a conceptual standpoint. So I digress, but coming back. But the phenomenal thing about what we've all been blessed to have is the superpower of being grateful. And that's the gem that I want to share with everyone this go round. And that is that gratitude is a superpower that we all have. Every single being. We all have a superpower. Did you know that? I didn't realize it. It hit me today. And I was thinking, you know what? These concepts that seem so simple that we often overlook until we really get still and connect with our innate selves. That is the self that is untainted by external factors. And we start to tap into some of these concepts, specifically the concept and the idea of gratitude. And I realize that that is such a superpower to have. Let me give it to you like this. Being in gratitude, being thankful, being grateful for the things that we have, for the things that come our way, sets us up to exist within a mindset in a field of what's called abundance. Abundance in this particular aspect referring to having all of our needs met. And when we're grateful, we allow ourselves to align within this field, within this space, within this energy of abundance, and the fact that all of our needs are met. So when we're sitting and we're thinking about, man, life is just not going the way I want it to go, or things are just not lining up for me, there's something for you to be grateful for, despite the appearance of how things may show up. There's still something. A great friend of mine and mentor, and I've probably said this before, and I'm going to say it 1,000 times because I don't shy away from repeating things. Repetition is one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves. Repetition, practice, patience, and consistency. We'll save that for another day. But great friend of mine and mentor says that there's a lesson in all things. And it took me years to really understand what the heck he was talking about. I remember he would come in to work, and one day he came in, and I think he said something along the lines of, I was headed here and I got a flat tire. Isn't that wonderful? And I looked at him like he had a foot growing out his forehead. And years later, being in the space that I've been in for the last 6 months almost, the lessons that I've learned along the way, I said to myself, you know what? He was on to something. And this had to be a good over 15 years ago. But I said to myself, he was on to something because there is truly something to be grateful for in every single experience. Because I believe that every experience comes to teach us something, comes to stretch us, comes to help us to continue to grow and unfold into more and more of who it is we truly are at the soul level. And sometimes those things that come are not going to look pretty. Heck, I got to tell you, and I shared this on the very first episode, when I lost my job, the job that I identified with for so long, I was scared out of my mind. The very thing I didn't want to happen happened. And over time, and it has taken time. And this is why I talk about the importance of practice and patience and consistency, because those things help us to gravitate more and more towards gratitude, even when things don't look or aren't going the way that we believe they should. There is something to learn. And if we can give ourselves the grace that when things show up that don't look the way that we want them to or that are unexpected, if we can give ourselves the space to still remain in gratitude. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to fall into our humanness, right? I'm not going to sit here and give this fantasy of a story or of a concept where we're not human beings who don't feel and who aren't existing in this realm, and we don't feel and we don't get frustrated and sad and angry. No, we do all those things. We're human. But along with that, or I say, and along with that, there's a powerful unlock that can and will happen within our lives if and when we can find a reason to be grateful and express gratitude for whatever it is that shows up. Because if we can think about the fact that this, whatever it is here to teach me something. I may not understand it. I didn't ask for it. I don't want it. But it's here to teach me something. It's here to show me something, maybe. It's here to help me continue to expand into a different version of myself. That is truly a gift. to each and every one of us. And that's why I believe that gratitude is a superpower. How often do we sit and just express how grateful we are for everything that we have? You know what? Another story today. This is how you, I think this is how you know when you're getting a little older, you start telling stories after story after story. I saw one of the most amazing sunsets ever. It was one of the most amazing sights I had ever seen some weeks back, actually. And today, as I was headed where I was headed, the sun was rising. And I said, man, look at that. And I was just so thankful for the sun coming up because that, man, if we didn't have the sun, imagine how life would be. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here without it. It's a beautiful thing. These, what can be considered to be mundane things that we often overlook or take for granted. Imagine the unlock that can happen and will happen if and when we begin sitting more and more intently and focusing more and more intentionally on the things that we're grateful for, of all the blessings that we've been afforded, sometimes without even deserving. But that's the grace that gets extended to us. And so I wanted to share that on a whim. Like I said, I had no intention of plugging up this microphone today, but I am learning to listen to the guidance that comes up within me. I'm learning to be grateful for the inspiration that hits me when it hits me instead of doubting or denying it. And so that's why I hooked up the mic and I said, you know what, I'm just going to talk. We'll see what comes out. And that was what was on my heart and mind to share. So, as a recap, gratitude is a superpower, and each and every one of us has that superpower. We all have it. We can all tap into gratitude and being grateful and being thankful every single day, moment by moment. Even as things come into our lives that we didn't ask for, that we're afraid of, that we're unsure of, there's something that we can take away from it. And at the same time, it's okay to remember that we're human. So it's not going to always be rainbows and unicorns. And it might take you a minute, a moment, an hour, a day, a year longer to connect to that superpower, but you can do it because you already have it. And the unlock that it can have for each and every one of us is our ability to learn something new, to be exposed to something new, and to continue to align us more with an abundant mindset. An abundance mindset being all of our needs are met. All of our needs are met. I'm grateful the sun came up. I'm grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I got to go to Starbucks and get that matcha latte today. I'm grateful that even though I was let go from a job, that ain't it. And I can still survive. I'm grateful I woke up this morning because some people didn't. Powerful stuff. Simple yet powerful stuff. So I encourage each and every one of you to tap into your superpower. Tap into your superpower of being more grateful. Whenever you're blessed, for the blessings you already have. And whenever things come into your lives that really don't look the way that you want them to, remember it's here to teach something. There's something for you to learn. There is a lesson in every experience. And sometimes it might take a moment to figure out what that is. Sometimes it's not unveiled to us right away, and we're pulling our hair out trying to figure out what the heck does this mean? Why did this come? And in those moments, just sit, take a deep breath, and just start to give thanks for all that you already have. And then over time, you'll begin to understand and see why certain things came, how they came, why it is you needed to experience it. Find something to be grateful for. Find something to be grateful for. When you get upset and you fall into your humanness, which we all do every day, have that experience and then find something to be grateful for. And remember, practice patience and consistency. Be easy on yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. When you get it right, when you get it right, give yourself a pat on the back. Celebrate yourself and continue to move and be in the field of gratitude and watch how things unlock for you. Love and light to each and every one of you. I want to thank you for joining us here at Journey to the Other Side. If you dug what you heard, please feel free to subscribe, like, share with friends, loved ones, or anyone who you feel would enjoy what it is we're here trying to do. You can also check out the website as well, where you can learn more about our magazine. You can download Volume 1, which is available right now on the website free of charge. We're working on Volume 2 and some other exciting things. If you're looking for some jams or some tunes to vibe out to, we have a playlist as well full of amazing artists. And there's a couple other things that you can check out on the website as well. I'm sending you all light and hoping that you have a wonderful rest of your week.